Hello, I'm Daryl Schotten, UCN Rec Coordinator, and I'm here with Renee Hayes, our yoga instructor. She's going to do a yoga class for us, which we really appreciate and we thank very much. She's excellent. Relax, get into your yoga mode, and she will take it from here. That goes on. That goes right over my head.
I'll just take a minute to get settled. Oh shoot, my bun, I forgot about that. Okay, just take a moment to adjust this. I had forgotten about this headset. Okay, yeah, okay. Just take a minute to adjust here. Good morning. I'm doing this class on a Friday morning. I've taken a vacation day just to do a little bit of this and that, and I thought this would be a great way to spend my day. So I'm Renee Hayes, and I've been teaching here at UCN for a while, a few years off and on, and I'm very thankful to Daryl for asking me back again. This class will be a gentle practice, maybe not quite as gentle as the last one that I did, but it will be gentle, good for the body, mind, and spirit. So if you happen to have a yoga block, you would benefit from it today when we get into our Trikonasana or triangle pose. We're going to begin in Sukhasana. I just wanted to say quickly that I had asked Daryl about possibly doing this class outdoors because there's some beautiful big trees on the property at UCN here. It's not possible just because there's a lot of equipment to bring out, but you could easily do that yourself. Take your iPad or your iPhone and do this practice outdoors. It would just bring another element of goodness to your practice if you were outside under the sky beside trees. So just an option for you this morning as you begin. So we're going to start in Sukhasana. So that is a cross-legged pose. So you are sitting up nice and tall here in this pose. And I just want you to find a place of balance here. So you can go forward and back and side to side before you find that place of proper balance in the center. So you can take the sit bones and pull the flesh away or behind, just so that you feel the knuckly parts of your bottom firmly planted to the mat, to the earth below, and feeling the spine elongate while still not being rigid and just honoring the natural curvature of your spine, but letting it be nice and tall so that the crown of the head lifts up towards the sky, and then we're grounding equally into our sit bones, the mat, and the earth below. So I'll invite you here just to close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Again, sitting up nice and tall. And when you find that place of balance where you feel good on your mat, tap into your breath. So nice deep inhales where you feel the belly rise, you feel the rib cage expand and then the chest lift. And with your exhale, the chest lowers, the rib cage softens, as does the belly. Continuing with that breath, inhaling, bringing the breath to the belly, expanding the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. Nice deep breaths to ground us in our practice as we begin. Tapping into your breath and feeling the breath move your body. And the spine be long. And just centering ourselves. Take 2 more nice deep breaths like that. So Always knowing you can tap into your breath anytime throughout the day to bring center and calm. So as you sit here with your eyes closed, soften the muscles of your face. Soften the forehead, the area between the brow. Soften the temples. Let your exhales soften your muscles, your cheeks. Release your jaw. And release the shoulders away from the ears, letting your shoulder blades come together and down your back. As you zip up from the pelvic bone to the navel, your Uddiyana Bandha, just tap into that, zipping up. And let's just take 2 nice deep breaths here, inhaling. As you exhale, blow out the mouth, getting rid of any tension that's not needed. 1 more, inhale. Make an audible breath out. And let's begin. We'll take our right hand to the earth. Let's inhale the left hand up and exhale it over to the right side, grounding into your left sit bone as you do this. Come back up, both hands up, thumbs back. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down to the earth, right hand up and over, grounding into the right sit bone, keeping your chest lifted forward, not collapsing in your heart center in your chest. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale up, right hand down, left hand up and over. Inhale up 1 more time to the left side, left hand down, up with the right hand and over, grounding into your right sit bone, keeping yourselves nicely grounded to the earth. If Sukhasana or a seated posture is not one that feels good on your hips, you can sit up on your yoga block, or you can also sit on your knees in hero pose, sitting on a blanket perhaps if you don't have a yoga block at home. Coming up, placing our hands on our knees. Let's inhale as we take our left hand up and take that hand as we exhale over to the right side. So the hand is on the outside of the right knee and the right hand is directly behind your buttocks. So you are lifting up through your spine and very gently twisting over towards the right side, looking over to the side. So our spine has moved side to side here, and now it's just gently twisting, taking good care of our spine. Just helps us in our day-to-day activities. Come back to center, sitting up nice and tall. Let's inhale the right hand up. Exhale over right hand to the outside of the left knee, and those left fingertips are directly behind the tailbone, the buttocks, lifting up, and a gentle twist. Soften the muscles of your face, so even if we're holding a pose, don't hold the breath and just soften into it as we begin our practice. Coming back to center. Let's take our hands behind our head and let's just open up our chest as we lift our chest up, our heart center, elbows are out to the side. Let's exhale, chin to chest and elbows naturally come in. Inhale up. Exhale, tapping into your breath. So Hatha Yoga is one that really has a strong connection with breath to movement. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest. And elbows naturally come in. Let's come back up. And we're going to make our way into tabletop pose. So in tabletop, the knees are directly underneath the hips and the fingers are spread wide, like starfish here. And so just pay attention in our cat-cows, which is what we're going to go into here. Pay attention to the spine. So if you are wanting to just be more in a tabletop with less flexion and extension, that's okay too. So just paying attention, let your breath move your body. So we're going to inhale, we're going to lift the tailbone, let the spine come up, lifting the crown last. We're going to exhale, start at the tailbone, rounding the tailbone, allowing the crown to fall last towards the earth. Pressing into our hands equally. Inhale up, lifting the tailbone. Do this nice and slow. You can even close your eyes here if you like. Tapping into your center. Exhale, coming up to cat. Pressing away, always starting from the tailbone. Releasing the crown of the head last. Inhale. Let's do this 2 more times. Taking your time, again, letting the breath move the body. So it's a great pose to do first thing in the morning. Waking up your spine. Coming back to a tabletop pose. Let's just bump our hips over to the left, take our gaze over towards the right. Coming back to center, bump our hips to the right, looking over to the left, pressing into our hands equally. Let's do that 1 more time each side. Just a to side cow. And just waking up our hips a little bit. Coming back to center in a tabletop pose. And here we're going to come into thread the needle. So we're going to ground our left hand to the earth. We're going to take our right hand up, out to the side as much as your body will allow. As we exhale, we're going to bring our hand underneath and our right ear and shoulder come to the earth. Pressing into our left hand, twist our body a little more. Keeping it active, pressing into the tops of our back feet. And just noticing your breath. The abdomen will rise with the inhale and lower with the exhale. Let's press into our left hand, coming up. Right hand rises again and back down to the earth. Let's do that on the other side. Ground our starfish right hand into the mat. Let's inhale the left hand up. Exhale, right hand comes underneath, or left hand comes underneath, and the ear and shoulder to the earth. Nice. Thread the needle thread the needle here, and pressing into the right hand to bring it into more of a twist. And just tapping into our breath here and our thread the needle. Pressing into the tops of our back feet. Really good for our lower back. Press into our right hand as we come back up and exhale back down. So we're going to take our right leg out to the side here. It's not that easy to see here. So the right leg is out to the side. So our foot, knee, and hip are in alignment. We're going to come into gate pose. So we're pressing into the top of our left foot, pressing into the outside of our right foot that's on the earth. Tap into our belly as we come up, raising the hands nice and tall here. Right leg extended out to the side. As we exhale, we're going to come down, bringing our left hand up and over, gate pose. So the right hand is down the leg. We're tapping into our belly, our strength in our core. Pressing into all that touches the earth here. Inhale back up and exhale down. Coming back to tabletop pose. Let's take our left leg out to the side. So the heel can be a little bit more out than the toes, or you can have it just flush. Just paying attention to how this feels for you. The right toes are pressing into the earth, and if the knees are bothered here, you could also just double up your mat and place it underneath the knee. So let's just inhale up and exhale down. Left hand comes down the leg and right hand up and over. Beautiful gate pose. Pressing into the outside of the left foot and the top of the right foot behind you. Inhale up and exhale down. Coming back into tabletop. So we're going to make our way into Tadasana here. So we're going to come into a standing pose. So in Tadasana, our feet are parallel to each other. Palms can be forward. Palms can also be towards the body, depending on how your shoulders feel here. It can be towards the outer thighs. Tadasana, or a mountain pose. It's a nice grounding pose as well. So just pay attention to the ball of the foot, the knuckle behind the middle toe, and the pinky toe, pressing into the earth, pressing into the heels. This is just a very subtle movement where you pay attention to the arches of the foot. So you are engaging those arches and you're actually lifting them very slightly. So here, I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes. Again, find yourself centered just the way you were at the beginning in your seated Sukhasana. Find that right center balance where you feel best here. Shoulder blades are together and down, and shoulders are away from the ears in Sukhasana, in Tadasana. So finding yourself nice and strong in your mountain pose. So here I want you to imagine that you are inhaling through the top of the head, down the spine, down the feet, exhaling down the feet, grounding into the earth. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, crown of the head. Exhale through the bottoms of the feet. Ground yourself. 1 more. Inhale. From the crown of the head, down the spine, down the lower back, down the feet, grounding yourself to the earth. Let's inhale the hands up, looking up towards the palms, ground into our feet as we come into a standing forward bend. So here, if this is your first one of the day, your hamstrings may be tight, so bend those knees as much as you need to here. Uttanasana. So here, I want you to release the crown of the head to the earth. So if that means you're bending your knees a lot, that's totally fine. Listen to your body with any of the practices that you do for yourself. Shake your head, yes. Let your neck be long. Let's inhale. Bring our hands to our thighs. Half forward fold. Let our neck be long. Let's exhale down. Uttanasana. Standing forward bend. Here I want you to engage your inner thighs. I want you to bring them back so that you are very subtly perhaps widening the sit bones. Let's inhale, half forward fold. Exhale down. Again, engage your inner thighs. Just let them widen the sit bones, perhaps bringing them towards the back. Let's inhale up, half forward fold. Exhale down, nice and slow. Letting the crown of the head release towards the mat. Let's inhale and roll up nice and slow here. One vertebrae at a time, coming back up. Lift our hands. Exhale back down, standing forward bend. Let's bring our right leg back, followed by our left, coming into our downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So here we want to press into all 10 knuckles that are wide like starfish. We can pedal our feet left and right if those hamstrings are tight. And the heels won't necessarily touch the earth. Be something that you just need to listen to your own body. So just pedaling left and right. Pressing the chest towards those thighs. In our down dog, if we come to stillness, I want you to imagine that the thigh bones are going back towards the hamstrings. Again, a very subtle movement. Let's bring our knees to the mat. Take our knees wide and our big toes together as we come back into our first child's pose. Pushing the hips towards the thighs, letting our fingers be active and forward. So Utthita done. So Balasana is a very relaxing pose, but again, if it's one that doesn't feel good for your body, you can come into tabletop. Let's come back up into tabletop, and we're going to come back down into downward facing dog. So nice and slow here. Bring those hips up. It's like you are an upside down V, tailbone lifting towards the sky, chest pressing towards the thighs. Let's ground into our left foot as we raise the right leg high, bend the knees. Let's take those toes over towards the left side, grounding into both hands equally, opening up our hip. Straighten the leg. As we exhale, bringing the right knee behind the right wrist, and we're going to come into pigeon pose here. So the right knee is behind the right wrist, and just paying attention to where you want that shin to lie. So it can be in towards the body. You want to try to keep your hips square here. And you can come up on your fingertips to lift your chest up with an inhale. And as you exhale, walk the fingers down. You can stack the fists to put the forehead to the mat, and just allow your right hip to release towards the mat and relax here. So we're going to take 4 deep breaths here in this pose. Just releasing and allowing your body to relax. Again, paying attention to how your body feels. Where are you holding tension? Perhaps you can let it just release. If it happens to be in the hip area, just release with your exhales. Let's come back up, press our hands into the earth. So we are still in pigeon pose. Now let's ground our right hand. Let's take our left hand behind us. And if this is where you want to stay, that's great. Again, listen to your body. You can also grab hold of that left foot and come in to a king pigeon. Optional, of course. If you want to stay in the pigeon, that's fine. So paying attention to your left knee, see where this feels for your body. Let's come out of the pose nice and graceful. Let's come back to a tabletop pose. And let's come back up to downward facing dog. Pressing our chest towards our thighs. Now let's ground into our right foot as we raise the left leg high. Bend the knee. Bring those toes over to the right side, opening up our hip here. Pressing into both fingers or hands equally, our starfish hands. Opening up our hip. Inhale, left leg is high. Let's come into pigeon. So bringing the left knee behind the left wrist. Press into the back of the right foot. That is flat to the earth. Lift your chest onto the fingertips. Open the heart. Then exhale. Stack those fists and put the forehead towards them. Allowing the left hip to fully relax here. If you're holding any tension anywhere in the body, just allow it to release towards your mat now. Beautiful pose for helping release our hips. I just want to say thank you to Pat for sending me an email telling me that she enjoyed watching the video. It's a small part of what spurred me on to do this again today. Just allow your body to relax. Inhale. Let's take 2 more breaths here in this pose. Tapping into your center here. Now let's press into our hands, come back up. And again, we're going to press into our left hand. We're going to take our right hand behind us, opening up our chest. If our body will allow, we'll grab onto our foot, coming into a king pigeon pose. Listening to your body with this. Let's stay here for 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale, coming out of the pose. And mental note to self not to wear black because it's a little hard to see me. I'm hoping that the visuals are okay and that I'm explaining it well. So we're going to come into our belly now. So let's just make our way to our belly. We're going to come into something called Bhujangasana. Bhujangasana is cobra. So I'm just going to explain it nice and slow here for you. We want to have our hands behind or sort of by the shoulder area. We want to press into the tops of our toenails, pressing equally, feet are parallel. And we're going to, when we come up, I want you to think about lengthening the front body. So from the pubic bone all the way up to the collarbone. So inhale, opening up, coming into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, let's come down with a nice deep release. Let's do that again. Inhale up. Again, thinking about lengthening your front body, your pelvic bone, all the way up to your collarbone. Opening your heart. Exhale down. We're going to do that again. Inhale up. So thinking about a cobra, grounded into the earth, but up and alert at what's going on around you. Exhale down. Now we're going to take our hands wide and our fingertips to the earth. So we're going to float 3 times like this. We're going to inhale up. And we're going to exhale down. Bring our chin towards our chest now. Inhale up. Exhale down. Chin towards the chest. One more. Inhale. Cobra. Exhale. Chin to chest. Place the hands to the earth. Push back into Balasana or Child's Pose. Can be wide-legged or regular. Coming into Child's Pose as a counter pose to our Cobra. We're going to stay here for 3 breath cycles. Letting our hips relax towards our heels. Utthita Balasana. Utthita meaning extended, with the hands forward. Come back up, and we are going to come into a downward facing dog. Let's take our right leg forward, followed by left. Exhale into standing forward bend. Inhale, half forward fold. Hands at the thighs or the shins, keeping the spine long and the neck long. Belly is engaged here. Exhale down. Let's inhale all the way up, pressing into our strong feet and our foundation. Exhale down. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale down. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Move with your breath here. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, lifting the chest up, grounding the heels down. Now let's interlace our fingers together and bring them up towards the sky. So we're going to come into a Tadasana again here with the hands up towards the sky, lifting the front body, grounding the back body and the heels, lengthening the side of the body. Remember your deep inhales and exhales here. Soften your face. Inhale, let's release the fingers and swan dive down again to standing forward bend. And just like I spoke of last time, let's engage those inner thighs, bring them towards the back body, perhaps widening those sit bones. Hands can be on the earth or clasping the elbows, rocking side to side. Bending those knees as much as you need to here as well. Always listening to your own body. Let's roll up nice and slow here. Coming up nice and slow. Let's ground our left foot to the earth. Let's take our left or right toes behind us and just grab with our right hand, our toes. Feeling a nice quad stretch here. Keeping the knees together and engaging the inner thighs. So we're feeling a nice stretch in our right quad. Finding a focal point here. If you need a drishti, release that, and let's take the right toes or ankle and put it over the left knee. So just finding your balance here. Bring the hands together at heart center and just come down as far as your right hip will allow, pressing into both hands equally. Finding balance here. And if you want a little more, you can bring your hands to the earth, always just an option, or keep them at heart center. So a nice hip opener here. So as we come into the pose with a nice gentleness, we come out of the pose. It's just shaking your hips out here, shaking your legs, grounding into the right foot here. Let's take our left foot behind us and grab hold of the foot. So we're feeling a nice hamstring stretch here, hip flexor as well. And not letting our legs splay out to the side here. Just nice and firm together, engaging our inner thighs. Tapping into your breath. Inhale. As you exhale, let's bring the knee over, or the ankle over the knee. Coming down, hands at heart center. So it's like it's a little bit like a pigeon, standing pigeon. So here, again, you can come down a little farther. You can bring your hands to the mat if you like. Just making sure you pay attention to how this feels in that left hip. Tap into your breath, your center. Inhale, let's exhale, coming out nice and graceful. Shaking our hips out. This is where we can use a block. So we're going to come into Trikonasana. It is a triangle pose. So we're going to ground our left foot forward. We're going to take our right foot back about 3 feet, or nice wide stance behind us. We're going to take the block to the outside of the foot. It can be up to the highest angle or the lowest. So I want to just try the different placement of the hand in our Trikonasana, because sometimes when we have it on the inside, our chest collapses forward. So let's just have our foot at about a 45-degree angle behind us. We're pressing into the outside of the back foot. So we're feeling that pinky and outside edge very firmly. We're engaging our inner thighs. Let's straighten the front leg. Let's bring our chest to the long end of the mat. Let's inhale up. Hands are about shoulder height up. Let's come forward, bringing our right hip out. Forward, forward, and then down. Bringing the hand to the block or books if that's what you have at home. So fingertip to fingertip. Here we are making sure that our chest is nice and open and we're not rounding forward. Our shoulder blades are together and down. And pressing our hand into our block. So if we're standing with our back against a wall here, we might be flush with the wall. The gaze can be forward, paying attention to how the neck feels, or it can be up towards the hand. So we'll stay here for 2 more breaths in our Trikonasana and triangle pose. Let's inhale, right hand is up. Let's exhale the right hand down. Placing our hands on each side of the foot. The back foot will come to the toes facing forward. So we're going to come into pyramid pose here. Let's inhale and we'll exhale, coming down towards that front leg. So a very deep hamstring stretch, glute stretch in that front leg. And you can be up here on a block or 2 in our pyramid pose. When we hold our poses, we don't hold our breath. Let's bring our back leg up to meet our front, coming into a standing forward bend for just a moment. and rolling up nice and slow, slow, coming up, hands up, over, coming into Anjali Mudra. Let's ground our right foot forward, take our left foot behind us, and the left foot is really engaging through the outside of the foot. So you're feeling the pinky side, the outside of the back foot is about a 45-degree angle. Again, taking your block, and if it, these are suggestions for you. So if you really don't like your hand placement on the outside of the foot, you can place it on the inside. I just wanted to play around with that a bit today because I feel like it opens up the chest a bit more. So we're going to take our chest to the long end of the mat. Inhale the hands up. Let's straighten our front leg, coming forward, bringing our right hip out, forward, 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 then down. Right hand to the block, left hand up to the sky, fingertip to fingertip alignment. And our shoulder blades together and down our back. Trikonasana, beautiful pose, hip opener. So anytime your body doesn't feel right in a pose, you can come out of it. Listen to your own body. Here, with our hand on the outside of the foot, it might allow our chest to not collapse forward. Inhale, that right hand is up. As we exhale, we're going to bring it down to frame the front foot. Those back toes will come forward now so that both toes are facing forward, coming into pyramid. So allowing our head to relax towards that front leg. Again, it can be lifted up on blocks here as well. So just relax in this pose. Relaxing the face, no gripping. One more breath cycle here. Inhale. As we exhale, bring the back leg to meet the front, standing forward bend. Grabbing our elbows and just rocking side to side here. Bring our hands to the earth, stepping back into downward facing dog. Down dog, press into the hands equally. Coming into a plank pose from the knees or full. Exhaling down, Dandasana. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. So a little vinyasa here, down dog. Coming into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, hold the breath. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring our hands and walk them back towards our feet. Let's heel toe our feet out so that the toes are just off the mat and the heels are in. And we're going to drop our hips down. And we're going to come into garland or malasana. So the elbows are the inside of the knees here. We're pressing our hands equally into each other. To a beautiful hip opener here, to garland or malasana. Let's just tap into our breath. Our spine is long here. So again, our tailbone is kind of slightly tucked down. You can think about energy off of that tailbone into the earth, grounding ourselves into our feet. You can imagine this is a pose that's done around the world for different reasons. Some people eat in this pose, down towards the earth. You can just look up what malasana means. take a nice deep inhale. As we exhale, we'll bring our hands down and we're going to come into some seated postures now. Just checking the time here. So we're going to take our feet out in front of us. See my feet there? So we're going to take our sit bones behind us, take the flesh behind us. Again, just grounding into our sit bones. So we're going to come into a dandasana, or this is a staff pose. So in staff pose, we want to let the spine be long from the tailbone right out the top of the head. Again, danda is your energy up the back. So we want to take the hamstrings and push them into the mat or into the earth. The pinky toes are turning inward slightly. So we're nice and strong here. Hands to the mat. Lengthen the spine, zipping up from the pelvic bone to the navel. Tapping into our breath here. In our dandasana. So we're going to take our right foot over top of the left so that the foot is on the outside of that knee. We're going to inhale the left hand up. Exhale, elbow coming over towards the right knee and the right fingertips behind us into a nice twist. Again, sitting up tall through the spine, the gentle twist. Taking our gaze towards our right shoulder. Pressing firmly into the earth. Coming back to center, feet out. Let's take our right foot or left foot over our right so that the left foot is just outside the knee of the right. Inhale, right hand up, exhale, elbow to the outside of the knee, and the right fingertips are just behind our buttocks, twisting our spine very gently here. Right fingertips are up towards the sky. We're pressing into the right heel. So we're just firmly planted on our mat. Gaze over our left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, unwind. Bring our feet side by side. Remembering our dandasana, so we're grounded firmly into the earth. We're going to inhale. We're going to walk our hands forward, hinge from the hips. And your hands may not touch your feet. They may be beside, they may be on your shins. Paying attention here to hinging from the hips, keeping the back flat. So you're feeling a nice lengthening of your hamstrings as well as the glutes. Let's inhale, exhale down. So with your exhales in this pose, allow yourself to settle. Try not to grip in the face. Let your neck be an extension of your spine, so you're not looking up or too much with a tuck in the chin towards the chest. Just a nice lengthening of your spine with your neck. Just let your body release and relax. And maybe with your exhales, your body will allow you to come down a little further. Tap into your Ujjayi breath if you're familiar. My music has just gone away here. So our static holds mean we're not holding our breath. Inhale, exhale down one last time, and then gently walk our hands up our shins, to our knees, to our thighs. Very gracefully take ourselves onto our backs. Let's just give our knees a little hug into our chest and just rock side to side. Let's bring our legs up to the sky. Let's flex our feet. So let's just do laying down or a supine dandasana here. So our feet are flexed, just like we were in staff pose, seated. Feet are up towards the sky. Our hands are pressing into the earth here. Let's bring our feet back down to the mat. Let's bring our heels in alignment with our sit bones. So our heels are in alignment with our sit bones here. We're going to press into our heels. We're going to take our hands towards the mat, and we're going to lift our hips up off the mat, coming into a bridge pose. Those of you that like to interlace your fingers behind and roll your shoulder blades under to lift yourself up further, that's an option for you here. Pressing into our heels. And here we want to engage our inner thighs so they're nice and strong. Let's engage the pelvic floor muscles. Just have a slight lift in those muscles so we engage our mula bandha, our root lock. Letting our neck and head be soft. This is all lower body. Letting those glutes lift our hips up. Tap into your beautiful breath, never holding. Let's inhale. Exhale, let's come down. If we have our fingers interlaced, let's take them out. Palms to the earth, one vertebrae at a time. We're going to do that again 2 more times. We're going to inhale, lift our hips up. Let's press ourselves into the earth. Again, interlacing if you like, rolling those shoulder blades down. We're going to just press into our left heel nice and strong here, and we're going to take our right leg up and towards the sky. We won't be here long. Tap into your breath, the strength of your left glute here. Let's straighten that leg down, 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 and then come down. Press up both feet into the heels. Let's engage the right heel here. Let's lift the left leg up towards the sky, pointing those toes. So this is a full body experience here. Using that right glute to lift our body up, engaging our abdominal muscles. With an inhale, let's exhale the left foot down nice and slow till it brings itself to the earth. Take our fingers down towards the earth and lower our spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's straighten our left leg. Let's take our right knee in towards our body. Let's take our left hand to the outside of the right knee, crossing over the body. So bringing the right leg over to the left. Gaze is out towards the right fingertips. So a beautiful supine twist here. Allow your body to relax here in this pose and just release. Let your right shoulder be flat to the mat if possible. if possible. Doesn't necessarily mean what one body will do, the other will as well. So just never compare. Please allow your body to just fully relax here. Twists are really good for our digestion, so this is a good one you can do anytime, really, as you wake, before bed. Come back up, hugging that right leg in and then straightening it out, and taking the left knee in, hugging it to the body, taking the right hand to the outside of the left knee and just gently bringing it over. Again, the left fingertips are outstretched. And your gaze can be over those left fingertips. Allowing your body to release and relax. And the left shoulder can be flat to the mat. You may notice your body allowing yourself to twist a bit more one way than the other. Sometimes we're not fully balanced in our physical body. Relaxing the muscles of your face here. And just letting that left leg fall towards the earth. Let's inhale, come back up. Just hugging that knee in again. And we're going to make our way into Shavasana. So take all the time you need to get what you need to get comfortable in Shavasana here. This is a pose that is done on the back. So we're on our backs. And our palms can be up towards the sky in a receiving posture, or the palms can be down towards the earth if you want a little more grounding today. The feet can be hip distance apart, and sometimes the ankles splay out nicely to the side. So just allow your body to really relax here. Just allow it to be heavy with relaxation towards your mat and towards the earth. So let your shoulder blades be flat to the mat. So here, I'm just going to read something for you that it does speak a little bit about childlike energy that is so good for us as we go through this challenging time. I thought it was a very appropriate one to do today. So let's just allow yourself to fully relax, close the eyes. The palms can be facing up or down. And just listen to my voice. Feel your body remaining still and calm. Notice any areas of tension that you'd like to release to the earth, to the mat. If you're practicing outside, notice any smells. Notice any sensations in the breeze. Feel your body remaining still and calm. And just imagine that your body is becoming light. So light that it begins to float up off of the mat, off of the ground. And imagine that you are beginning to soar into the sky where it is warm and beautiful. The sky is blue and full of white puffy clouds. Birds are singing, and the sunshine is warm and golden. Now imagine for a moment your favorite place. Take a moment to imagine that place. Imagine what it looks like. Imagine what it smells like. With as many senses as possible, take a moment to imagine that place. Can be real, imagined, or a combination of both. Continue soaring through the beautiful blue sky to your favorite place. Fly overhead and see this place from the sky. Look down upon it and enjoy seeing it from so high above. See a large leafy tree and begin to descend from the sky to land safely and softly on the branches. This tree is strong and supports you. Enjoy swinging from the tree branches and climbing down its trunk. The grass at the base of the tree is green and soft, and it is a restful place. The tree offers shade and the grass offers comfort. Lie down on the grass and relax under the shade of the tree. Feel completely relaxed and still here. Listen to the birds singing overhead. Feel the warm breeze on your cheeks. This is your time for complete relaxation. Allow your body to be fully relaxed and heavy with relaxation. Take 3 cleansing breaths as you inhale. Feel your belly rise. Feel the rib cage expand. Feel the chest lift. As you exhale, feel it soften. Again, inhale. Feel the belly rise, the rib cage widen, and the chest lift. Exhale, feel all 3 soften. Bring your hands above your head, stretch your fingertips long, and point your toes long. As you inhale, exhale, bring the knees into the chest and rock your body side to side. Feeling the lower back relax and get a little massage. Then roll yourself over to your right side. And just cradle your head with your bicep, your arm. And just take another moment in your recovery position to allow yourself to relax. And just remember that through this time of challenge that we're all facing, it's always a good thing to tap into your childlike energy. Whatever that looks like to you, it's often those simple things in life, laughter, nature, of course, always nature, curiosity. These small, simple things can really bring us peace in our day-to-day. So remember to tap into that as you take yourself up to a seated position Again, coming into Sukhasana. So feeling yourself grounded on the earth. And let's just take our hands out. Bring our hands to heart center. Bowing our head towards our heart. Bringing all the energy that you created from your practice right into your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing, and to Daryl for asking me to come back to practice again. Have a great weekend.
And thanks again to Renee for coming here and doing this awesome yoga class for us. Really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you here again soon. And hopefully we'll be able to do it all in person sometime very soon. Thank you all. Take care of each other and be well.